So it looks like Jake Paul versus Alexander Usyk could potentially be fighting in MMA. Now, I don't want to see this at all. I think this is an absolute joke. Alexander Usyk, one of the best boxers, well, arguably could be the best boxer of this generation because he beat the best of his era. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, Chisora, them lot. He beat them. So he's arguably one of the best. He's arguably the best boxer of this era. Yes, I'd even say he's better than fucking Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather's been retired and he's, be honest, if Usyk and Floyd Mayweather fought, Usyk would win because he's been more active, he's bigger, way bigger. He would beat. I think he beats Floyd. Honestly, maybe okay. I'm not the biggest boxing expert, so if you guys roast me in the comments for that, then I guess whatever. But my hair's not looking great today, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, this Alexander Usyk fight, I don't want to see it personally because it's a YouTuber and a pro fighter, a pro boxer fighting in MMA. First of all, Jake Paul, why are you trying to fight in MMA, bro? You're a boxer, you're not an MMA fighter, you're a boxer. I know you had a bit of wrestling experience, but like, you haven't fought wrestling, you haven't done any like mixed martial arts. Like, you haven't done any mixed martial arts in years. Why would you want to do MMA, a completely different sport where you're potentially gonna mess up? Like, you're potentially gonna do bad. Like, I feel like Jake Paul should just stay in boxing, and he needs to be fighting boxers his age. I've always defended Jake Paul, but honestly, it's starting to piss me off a bit because he's been making these weird ass call outs. Like, honestly, it's actually crazy. He's making these weird ass call outs trying to fight fucking Anthony Joshua. Come on, bro. You get absolutely laid out in front of millions. Is it really worth it, the bag? Are you that desperate for money that you're willing to get knocked out in front of millions of people and be turned into a meme? Because let's be honest, guys. If Jake Paul fights Canelo, Gervonta Davis, Anthony Joshua, he get knocked out cold in 30 seconds. He get destroyed in 30 seconds. Especially by Anthony Joshua. Oh my god, he get absolutely killed by Anthony Joshua. Oh my god, he get absolutely destroyed by Anthony Joshua. I mean, it would be such a mismatch. Of course it's a mismatch. It's literally Anthony Joshua versus a YouTuber who started boxing like, what, 7 years ago? That's nowhere near enough to compare to AJ, who's been boxing for well over a decade. Like, it's insane to even suggest that Jake Paul could ever compete with fucking Anthony Joshua. Like, it would never happen. I know he started late, but like, that doesn't mean he's not levels above Jake Paul. He's beat the real boxers who were in his weight class. Like, he beat like one of the best of his era. And he's competed with one of the best of his era. In Usyk, in Dubois a little bit, even though he was getting battered like the whole time. But like, you know what I mean? Like, he's fought the best of his era. One of the best of his era. Not all of them, but he's fought a lot of them. Dubois, Usyk. Yeah, he has fought the best of his era. So yeah. He just hasn't won, really. But he did compete with some of them. He competed with Usyk the second time. Literally. I'm telling you, Jake Paul, why are you trying to do this? Like, I know he called you out. I know, I'm aware that Alexander Usyk called out Jake Paul. Or was it him? Or was it? I think it was his team. Yeah, I think it was Alexander Usyk's team. Yeah, I think it was Alexander Usyk's team who called out Jake Paul. But even then, it's like, please don't accept it because, bro, what? Like, Jake Paul, are you trying to be like? He says he wants to be a world champion. Are you trying to be a world champion or are you trying to be an MMA fighter? Because you can't have the best of both worlds. Like, you have to choose one. And you've been boxing for like 7 years. It's more logical, spitting everywhere. But but Jake Paul, you've been boxing for 7 years. 7 years since 2018. It's more logical to try and become a world champion of boxing rather than MMA because you've been boxing for longer than you've done MMA. You've only had like a little bit of wrestling experience in school, but like that's about it. You've not really trained consistently in MMA, and it's a completely different sport where you're kicking and you're potentially risking getting injuries and stuff like that. Like, it's not really worth it. I feel like Jake Paul just stay in boxing and fight boxers you're like on your level. Like, fight go rematch Tommy Fury. Maybe if he decides to come out, then go fight KSI because the guy's just been pulling out fights left, right, center. He put up against Dylan Dennis, bro. I know he had a fucking whatever illness, but like, second time now. Come on, bro. Second time you've had to pull out for some weak ass shit, man. I know illnesses and injuries are serious, but like, come on, bro. Like, you need to actually sort your shit out. I'm like, if you're gonna box, if it like, KSI's 31 years old, yeah. Yeah, he's 31 years old. He's still in his prime. He's still in his athletic prime. If you're getting injuries this early in your like, if you're getting injuries at 31 years old and getting illnesses at 31 years old, you probably shouldn't be boxing and wasting people's money, making them buy the pay-per-view just for you to pull out. Like, it's just a waste of money. Like, people don't want to be buy the pay-per-view just for you to be pulling out all the time because you have an illness, you have an injury. Like, it's getting ridiculous. You need to actually decide, if I'm gonna box, I'm gonna make sure I actually box on fight. I don't pull out for anything. I need to make sure I get to the ring, despite what the circumstances. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna make sure I get to the ring despite what the circumstances. Oh my fucking god, I can't speak. I'm gonna get to the ring no matter what the circumstances are. That's what you would do, KSI. Not be constantly pulling out of fights because you got illnesses or injuries. You would still fight if you were really about it. If not, then you probably should be. Honestly, you probably should be fighting at this point because if you're gonna keep pulling out of fights because of stuff. I know it's under your. It's not your fault, but like, it's the fact that you're still boxing though. If you're getting injuries and illnesses this early in your career, you probably should stop boxing because like, I don't know, man. You're just ripping like you're really disappointing a lot of people because everyone was like, oh my god, man. Everyone was excited to watch that card. Everyone. I'm not excited. I wasn't excited for the fucking main event. I couldn't care less about fucking Dylan Dennis. But I'm excited for the Darren Till fight. He's a big celebrity, Darren Till. I respect him. So I was excited for the Darren Till fight. I was excited for many other fights on the cards. And it wasn't the best card, but like there was still some decent fights. Like I think there was there was a couple more. I can't remember the names, but there was a couple more on the card. But yeah, but it's like you're letting everyone down by cancelling the whole thing. Why didn't you just cancel the main event and then have the main event and then take one of the undercard fights and make them the main event? So if, like you did with the tag team fight where you had to pull out and you made what's his name again, Danny Aaron's the main event. You should have done the same thing with this event. So you should have got Darren Till's fight with the guy he's fighting, who the fuck he's fighting, and brought him to the main event, the MMA fight he's fighting. That's what you should have done. Instead of just cancelling the whole thing completely, like he should have got for fuck's sake, man, I can't speak. But yeah, bro. Because it's like everyone who trained for that fight and now they're having to like, yeah. I just got I completely got off topic, bro. I completely got off topic. Literally, I completely got off topic. I was talking about Jake Paul and him trying to do MMA. But yeah, I'm talking about like, KSI now. Yeah, I don't know why I got off topic there, but yeah. And enough about KSI. But yeah. So enough about KSI, but yeah. But Jake Paul. Stick to boxing. Fight boxers. Fight Tommy Fury. Fight guys who are around your age, around your size, so you can prove the haters wrong because I'm a fan of you. I want you to succeed. I want you to get credit. It seems like you're not getting credit for anything these days because you're just your fight choices. If you're gonna box, just try, man. Just try and prove the haters wrong. Just try and take these fights, man. Please, just fight Tommy Fury, bro. Just fight Darren Till. Just fight someone who's credible, so that the haters will have nothing to say when you win. Because if you fight someone like Mike Tyson, obviously gonna criticize him because he's fucking 60. Now, I'm not taking disrespect, bro. I don't want to disrespect Mike Tyson, but like, he was a bit of a. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Okay, Mike Tyson. I'm not disrespecting Mike Tyson, but like he was a bit of a punching bag. But like, nah, I actually give credit to Mike Tyson because he went the distance and he put up a decent fight. But yeah, but like still, like he was 60 and he wasn't really doing anything. So it's like everyone was gonna be pissed off about that. So yeah, even though I respect Mike Tyson, I respect him getting into the ring at 58 and performing his best. I thought he performed decent for a 58-year-old. You know, he wasn't really throwing many punches, but he was slipping a lot of punches. He was countering some shots. Like Jake would throw a shot and you get countered with a right hand. That was not a right hand. You get countered with a right hand and it would have him like a bit shit. Like what? I didn't see that coming. But yeah. But bro, Jake Paul, if you want respect, fight boxers your rage so you can prove the haters wrong. Because if you keep fighting guys like Mike Tyson, trying to fight these random odd matchups, you're gonna get critiqued. Like honestly, him fighting Canelo is more damaging to his career if he gets knocked out cold in front of millions of people than him losing to Tommy Fury by decision. Because Jake Paul, think about it like this. Jake Paul's been calling out, oh my god, Jake Paul's been calling out Canelo since 2021. 4 years. It's 2025 now. So Jake Paul's been calling out Canelo for 4 years since 2021. Since the very beginning of his boxing career. The very, very beginning of his boxing career, he's been calling out Canelo Alvarez. Imagine if he got KO'd cold by Canelo Alvarez inside a round. It would be, I'm telling you, he would be the biggest clown in combat sports because he's been the guy who's been saying, I could beat this guy, I could beat that guy, I could beat Average, I could beat Usyk, I could beat these guys, I could beat these high-level boxers, these world champions. That's what he's been saying oh my fucking god, that's what he's been saying with his big ass mouth. I could beat Canelo, I could beat Gervonta Davis, I could beat Anthony Joshua, I could beat these big name guys. And he got flatlined by Canelo Alvarez inside a round. or TKO'd or something like that. Like he gets absolutely toyed with and made an absolute fool out of in that fight. He'd become the biggest meme. He would become a meme. He'd literally be added to that couch. You know that couch that was made by like someone where they put like Nate Robinson, Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, where all of them were knocked out. I think they even added like Conor McGregor on there as well. I think they added like Conor McGregor, who got knocked out by Dustin Poirier. They added that guy. I'm talking about him, some random guy. He's Conor McGregor, but like, you know what I mean. But they added Conor McGregor to that chair. And Jake Paul, if he got KO'd by Canelo, he would get added to that chair. He would. That chair that has Woodley, Askren, Robinson, Conor McGregor. I think he was on there. Yeah, I think he was. But yeah, Jake Paul would get added to that chair. He would. If he got KO'd by Canelo Alvarez, he would. I know it's Canelo Alvarez, but like still, like the guy that Jake Paul's been saying, I'm the face of boxing. I could beat Canelo, and he got knocked out by him. That same guy that he's talked shit to for years since the beginning of his career. I could beat Canelo Alvarez. I'm the best. I'm the best ever. I could beat Canelo. I could beat these guys. And he got KO'd by Canelo Alvarez inside the round. I'm stumbling on my words, but I don't give a fuck. But he gets KO'd by Canelo Alvarez. He gets KO'd by Canelo Alvarez inside the round. Then that's pretty embarrassing. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. But yeah, one last thing. But so he gets KO'd by Canelo inside a round. He's turned into a meme because, once again, the guy has talked too much shit throughout his whole career that everyone would just clown him if he got knocked out by Canelo Alvarez, because the guy said I could beat Anthony, I could beat Anthony Joshua, I could beat Gervonta Davis, I could beat these high level guys, I could beat Canelo, and he got knocked out by Canelo inside a round. I'm fucking drooling. But yeah, I think that's more damaging than him losing to Tommy Fury, because if he lost to Canelo Alvarez or even KSI, I think that's more damaging if he got KO'd by Canelo than him losing to KSI. I think that's more embarrassing getting KO'd by Canelo than him losing to KSI, because I know Canelo's a world champion, but like, you've been talking shit to him for years. You've been talking shit to him for years. It's 2021. 2021, this guy's been saying I could beat Canelo. If you got KO'd by Canelo, and that the same guy you've talked shit to for years, this like disrespectful, like, I spat. Bitch, I spat. But if you get KO'd by that same guy that you've talked shit to for years, Canelo, you'll be seen as boxing's biggest joke. You quite literally would. You quite literally would. I'm gonna end it here, guys. But yeah, but by the way, I got my fight tomorrow. I can't remember who I'm fighting, but I'm fighting someone tomorrow. Sunday night. I think it'll be like 10 a.m. 10 at night. So yeah, 10 at night, tomorrow night, Sunday night, March 30th, Mother's Day. But yeah, March 30th. Oh my fucking god, March 30th, which is tomorrow. And yeah, I'm fighting against, I can't remember, but yeah, I've got many more announcements to come. Many more fight announcements to come later on this year, in the following months. But yeah, I've got many more fight announcements this year, but I've got like 4 now. But I've got many more fight announcements this year, 2025. It's gonna be a sick year. Cannot wait. Got new quality, but yeah, cannot wait. Bye bye.